3 balls of light enter the ray of my vision. Is this finally heaven? Have I finally reached the other side? Or is this one of hell's humorous ways of deceiving me? Either way, I'm glad I'm no longer alive. At least that's what I thought to myself. I thought the hell that I faced wouldn't be as terrifying as the one I had in the land of the living. I was wrong. Completely and utterly wrong. The 3 balls of light almost began to blind me as I had my hands and fingers block the painful white like that of a solar eclipse. My fingers that stuck out like a child's attempt at making bird feathers with shadow puppets. I began to tilt my head right, and I realized that I wasn't in a pit of flames or at the pearly gates of heaven. I was laying on top of a gurney in an ER room, and I saw nothing but blackness, except for the medical tray that had a collection of medical tools, such as a scalpel, thorax, forceps, a couple tubes of anesthetic, and some other alien sci-fi looking tools that looked like something more in use for a dentist. The gurney that I was laying on was flat and almost stone-like, and it sure as hell was uncomfortable. I felt my spine stiffen up in a pain for sleeping in such an uncomfortable surface. The color of the gurney I was laying on was charcoal black that blended with the engulfing dark of the room. Only way I could tell what the surface of the gurney looked like was by looking straight down at my naked average weight body past my rather chubby stomach and my cock to my 10-foot feet that were spread apart. There I could barely tell whether it was a gurney or if it was something the darkness concentrated itself to be in the shape of a flat solid object to lay me to sleep. I was pissed, to say the least. I wanted to fucking end my life, and my asshole of a roommate probably found me close to blissful death and called the ambulance. And ta-da! I'm here. Still in this fucked up and disgusting world. It was then I sighed and started yearning for some more doses of Xanax. And after all, this was a hospital, right? Maybe I could steal some from a cabinet in the ER room, or maybe do the classic, disguise myself as a doctor or nurse and steal some from a supply closet of prescription pills somewhere. It was then I noticed, why was the entire room dark? Why was there no doctor, or God forbid a nurse with double D cleavage? This wasn't my first rodeo to the ER or the psych ward. Also, why was I on a gurney anyways? If the doctors made sure I was fine, then clearly they'd put me in a bedroom somewhere. In fact, what the fuck was I doing on a gurney anyway? There was no straps around my body, so clearly someone took them off, and there was no patient monitors to read my vitals at all. Plus, the air felt chilly as it made my naked legs and arms freeze. Was this place abandoned? I asked myself that as I started to notice how unsanitary the tray was. It was in molten rust and even some dots of red. Blood? I didn't even hear a sound from anywhere else, but I could hear my heartbeat. Yeah, I could hear it. I could hear my own fucking heartbeat. But how? It was like I had a stethoscope and was placing it against my own chest while wearing it. The pump is getting louder. I can't handle it. I start to feel a bit jittery, and now I'm beginning to have my heart race faster as I feel a chill run down my spine. The faster my heart beats, the more I begin to panic, and the more loud and painful it is. It's like someone is taping a stereo to my ears and playing my heart on full blast. I have to leave. I have to run. I run out of the ER room, naked like a madman, but I don't give a fuck. I'd rather look deranged and be a laughingstock than deal with any more of this pain. I could hear the slap of my feet across the cold metal floors of the hospital hall, and it stings as I put more pressure on my running, but I'd rather have my toes break than hear that goddamn fucking pumping of my heart. I ran into a wall and fell back into the floor on my ass, and the sounds of my skin flapping on the floor echoed through the hall like I was on a mountain screaming. I tried getting back up on my feet as I felt my hands around the floor. I felt something strange on the floor. It's skinny and thin like a stick or something. I grab it and feel it up and down and notice there's a sharp blade-like tip on the top of it and a handle on the bottom. Some kind of ice pick? I didn't care what it was because my heartbeat kept killing me. I decided, fuck it, and hold it onto the handle of the ice pick and aimed the blade towards my chest. As soon as I could feel the sharp blade slice a tip of my skin off my chest, I hear something. I hear a distant mechanical sound buzz from all directions. And I swear I hear whispers, yet they sound like they're screams or yellings that are just suppressed. I could faintly hear a man's voice shout somewhere so far and barely audible, "Clear!" followed by another mechanical buzz from everywhere. When I kept hearing that over and over, the pumping of my heart barked a slow and louder beat as if it was an ear-piercing earthquake. I don't understand what the fuck is happening. I couldn't even stab myself in the chest with the ice pick, but instead just laid on the floor with my ears harshly pressed on by my hands in desperate plea for me to either go deaf or make it stop altogether. I couldn't see my hand or my body. I was completely in the dark, and I couldn't see the ground, just constant black, as if I was closing my eyes and they couldn't open. It was then the man's voice roared out clear and audible as he screamed in my eardrum, "Clear!" I heard the mechanical buzz scream after the man's voice, and I awake again to the bright balls of light.